The name of this story is What's That Smell? We had been working hard around the clock, so we decided to take a 3-day weekend. And we were going to the country, and we would be staying in the cabin that we used to go to every other summer. We were here to take some time off and relax, and maybe do some fishing, a little hiking. Now, there was 4 of us, and we were here to have some fun for a few days. And the cabin was in some deep, thick woods, and it was very nice. It was a very nice cabin, and we always had fun when we came here. We got there, and the first thing we saw were long marks on the door to the cabin, and we asked each other, "What's those?" We knew they was not there the last time that we was here, and that was 2 months ago, so we didn't know what they was. And then we smelled something very strong in the air, and it was all around the cabin, leading us to think there was something dead nearby. Because it smelled so bad, we went in the cabin, and everything was fine. Nothing was out of place, and by the time we got everything put away, that bad smell had left, and we couldn't smell it anymore. And we wondered what it could have been, because it was so strong, and now it was just gone. Just like that. It was strange. But we went on with the day and just laid back for a while, laughing, talking, just joking around. A few hours had passed, and we decided to go on a walk because the place was so beautiful all around, and we didn't want to pass this beautiful day up just by laying around in the cabin. And we took a trail that would take us to one of the biggest lakes that was there. And this would twist and curve until you circled the cabin. And we went through, we thought it was a pretty cool trail. And we take it every time we come here. And we were more than halfway back at the cabin when the smell, that terrible smell, again. And again, it was nearby. And we could hear footsteps slowly approaching in a short distance behind us. And then there was a growl somewhere back there where those footsteps were coming from. But still, we saw nothing. And we picked up our pace. We knew not to run, not knowing what was behind us, but it sounded huge, and we didn't want whatever it was to chase us. We still couldn't see anything. Thank God we made it back safely to the cabin, and we locked the doors, and we were looking out the windows, but it was gone. So was the smell. Now we knew the source of the smell, but we didn't know what it was. And we hadn't heard such an angry sounding growl like that never out here in all the years we've been coming. So we had to think twice about going fishing because whatever was around the cabin sounded dangerous. And we had guns, but the way this thing sounded, we might needed something bigger. We changed our minds about fishing today. Maybe in the morning. If we don't hear that thing again, we fixed ourselves something to eat, and we were just sitting, enjoying our meals when they heard that growl again, and it sounded like it was coming from the back door. We all said together, "Oh, hell, it's at the back door." And the thing let out the loudest growl ever, and it sounded massive behind that door. We were frozen and didn't know what to do. We never experienced anything like this before. Then this thing started banging on the door over and over again. We prayed that this thing couldn't break the door down, and it also was scratching the door. And we knew if we had shot at this thing, it would only pitch it off more. We peeked out the window that overlooks the back of the cabin, and what we saw was a canine creature standing 9 feet tall at the back door. It couldn't see us, because the window was over the door, which was at 11 feet. We didn't know what we were looking at, and we were scared as hell, asking each other what we was going to do if it broke the door down. And all said that we would shoot the damn thing if we had to. Little good it was going to do. Then there was another growl, more sharper than this one at the door. Suddenly the banging and scratching stopped. Then we seen this massive canine creature walk toward the sound of that other growl. But this one we couldn't see because the woods was really thick and darker the way it went back through the woods. We knew we had to get the hell out of there, and soon. So we waited until we couldn't hear those footsteps anymore. Then we threw our stuff together as fast as we could, still checking the woods to make sure there wasn't anything lurking around that we could see, and the smell was gone as well. We threw our stuff in the truck, and when we got out of there, and we didn't see, hear, or smell anything, we won't be going back for a good while, and that's with bigger guns. Thank you.